We now move on to some more news. In a significant legal development, 2 federal judges have ordered the Trump administration to reinstate thousands of recently terminated federal employees. The judges determined that these mass dismissals violated federal regulations and lacked proper authority. In San Francisco, U.S. District Judge William Aslop criticized the Office of Personnel Management for overstepping its authority by orchestrating widespread terminations without adhering to established procedures. He mandated that departments, including Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, Defense, Energy, Interior, and Treasury, promptly offered reinstatement to the affected probationary employees. Similarly, in Maryland, U.S. District Judge James Bedar issued a temporary restraining order, halting the dismissals, emphasizing that the administration bypassed established regulations governing large-scale redundancies. This action came in response to lawsuits filed by 19 states and the District of Columbia, which argued that the sudden terminations adversely affected state governments and the individuals abruptly left unemployed. The White House has condemned these rulings as absurd and unconstitutional, asserting that the authority to manage executive branch personnel rests with the administration. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that the administration plans to appeal the decisions, emphasizing their stance on maintaining control over federal employment matters. These legal challenges highlight the ongoing debate over the administration's efforts to reduce the federal workforce and the judicial checks on the executive actions affecting employment within federal agencies. U.S. automaker Tesla has warned that Tesla and other major American exporters are exposed to retaliatory tariffs that could be leveled in response to President Donald Trump's aggressive use of tariffs. The Tesla comments reflect those of many U.S. businesses concerned by Trump's tariffs, but is notable because it is from Tesla. As a manufacturer and exporter, Tesla encourages U.S. Trade Representatives' Office to consider the downstream impacts of certain proposed actions taken to address unfair trade practices, the EV maker said. The group added automakers cannot shift their supply chains overnight, and cost increases will inevitably lead to some combination of higher consumer prices, fewer models offered to consumers, and shut down U.S. production lines, leading to potential job losses across the supply chain. African Union expresses deep concern over crisis in Ethiopia's Tigray. A peace agreement in 2022 ended a brutal 2-year war between Tigrayan rebels and the federal government that claimed up to 600,000 lives. But a failure to fully implement the terms has fueled divisions within the Tigrayan political elite and combined with deteriorating ties between Ethiopia and neighboring Eritrea to raise fears of a new conflict. 20 Burundian troops have been killed in fighting with the M23 rebels and the Rwandan troops supporting in eastern DRC. A senior Burundian officer on the condition of anonymity said that about 20 soldiers have been killed and 10 others were injured when the rebels and Rwandan soldiers launched an attack on their positions. The attack hit Burundian positions in Kaziba. The fighting lasted 2 days before the surrounded soldiers managed to escape. However, another source has estimated the death toll between 22 and 25. In recent months, the M23 has launched an offensive in the mineral-rich eastern DRC. They have pushed the Congolese army out of much of the north and south Kivu provinces. Burundi has sent over 10,000 troops to support the Congolese army since October 2023. Reports suggest some of these troops are now pulling back, though Burundi denies it. Burundi has also received tens of thousands of Congolese refugees fleeing the conflict. Rwanda denies helping the M23, but a UN report says Rwanda has around 4,000 troops in eastern DRC assisting the group. Angola now plans to host peace talks on March the 18th to stop the fighting. Rodrigo Duterte's first appearance at the International Criminal Court has been set for March the 14th, 2025, the court announced. The chamber considers it appropriate for the first appearance of Mr. Duterte to take place on March 14th at 2 p.m. The court said in a statement the 79-year-old will appear before judges for a hearing where he will be informed of the crimes he is alleged to have committed. He will also be told about his rights as a defendant. Duterte is accused of the crimes against humanity of murder of his years-long campaign against drug users and dealers. Rights groups say the campaign killed tens of thousands of people. As he landed in The Hague, the former leader appeared to accept responsibility for his actions. In a Facebook video, he said, "I have been telling the police, the military, that it was my job and I am responsible." Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan hailed Duterte's arrest as a key moment for victims and for international justice. At the initial hearing, a suspect can request an interim release pending a trial, according to ICC rules. After this hearing, the next phase is a session to confirm the charges. During this session, a suspect can challenge the prosecutor's evidence. Only after that hearing will the court decide whether to proceed with the trial. This process could take several months or even years. The European Union